we're still so early, not even in like the crypto pricing thing. I mean, like just Austin being in the crypto build environment, that cycle is just starting. Yeah. So it is like so wild to see this tech proliferate, not only between all the other ecosystems, but also into like legacy systems like Web 2 systems and Web 1 systems, because like then you shouldn't have the ability to see that, oh, it's Web 3, Web 2, Web 1. It just is web. It's just tech. Yeah. And it just works on the web. Yeah.
Welcome to the ATX DAO Podcast, the hub for exploring the forefront of blockchain technology in Austin's Web3 community. We connect you with innovators within ATX DAO and beyond as we venture into the world of decentralized technology. So crack open a beer and join us for a front row seat to learn about the innovations and trends shaping our digital future. This is the ATX DAO Podcast.
Awesome.
Yeah, bro, this is dope.
Yeah, awesome. So we are doing our first remote podcast at Lazarus Brewing Airport. So excited to have everyone here for it.
Yes. Kind of stoked, actually. We might have people going in and out, which is kind of cool. We have 4 crypto natives and 1 soon-to-be crypto native. Maybe. She's nodding her head sideways, but I think that's a yes.
In India, that means
yes. That's an Indian yes. That is an Indian yes. And to be clear, it's a dot Indian yes. I don't know if it's a feather Indian yes. I don't know what's the whole pattern there. We'll see. Dot. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. But, dude, we're joined by Charlie.
Yes.
DC native. But in town, living in Austin now for how long?
Been here for about a year. Moved here for a relationship, long-term relationship. But had been here, started working in Web3 prior to coming here. But had been here, recently started a new job in the space.
Nice.
A couple weeks ago, started hanging out at Kuritsu, met you guys. Got the invite out here, excited to be here.
That's awesome, man.
Very cool, glad to have you.
Yeah. How do you like Austin so far?
How do I like Austin? Austin's hot.
Yeah.
It's nice. I don't know. People are very nice.
Yeah,
people are much nicer than DC. DC is very buttoned up. It's a much more casual vibe here. I really like it. But we'll see how long I last.
Yeah. I mean, well, the one thing is you won't get this heat up in DC, that's for sure. Right. And you won't get as many good food trucks over there, too.
Certainly not.
Certainly not. So it's a good reason to stay.
Yeah.
And the tacos.
The tacos are phenomenal. You can't beat the tacos.
Yeah.
It's better than a $20 taco in DC.
Yeah.
Yes.
$20. Anywhere. Any food in DC, mediocre food, bad food, minimum $20 spend.
Wow.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But
I went up to DC. I think the cool redeeming thing at DC for me was the Smithsonian, right? Because they have a lot of cool museums there. I remember last time I went up there for some meetings, and I went to the African American museum that came up. It was super cool. It's done by this famous Nigerian architect. And I was like, holy shit, this is absolutely fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Did the World War II memorial, all that stuff that's there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then I spent an obscene amount of money eating at that hot dog place that apparently...
Ben's Chili Bowl.
Yes!
It's good.
Yeah, it is. But bro, that's way too much fucking money for chili, dude.
Yeah, I don't think anyone that lives in DC ever actually eats at Ben's Chili Bowl.
It's just a photo op.
I think it's the 8th grade field trips.
Yeah.
Your one-off president and tourists.
Okay, yeah. That's probably it. I came in on the tourist thing.
So it's kind of like the equivalent of Skyline Chili in Cincinnati.
Essentially, I've never had Skyline Chili. I've watched plenty of TikToks about it.
It's one of those things that you do it because you're supposed to.
Right.
And you kind of regret it.
Is that the only thing keeping them in business?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. And they sell it at the Reds games, too.
Okay. So, I saw a TikTok the other guy eating Skyline Chili at the Trevi Fountain. He flew with his Skyline Chili. Wow. And the cheese was not fully melted. It was still a mountain of cheese on top. I don't know how it...
That doesn't sound right.
I don't know how it went a 15-hour flight and still had all its cheese.
So what
are you from Cincinnati? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm not. So I just visited there once and had to do the things. Went to a Reds game, had some Skyline Chili. That's about it. So what are you doing with Web3?
So I recruit. Prior to the new job I had, I was recruiting on a contingent basis for a bunch of different companies, Web 2, Web 3, mostly seed stage to Series B startups. Worked very closely with a well-known VC in the space, and we work with a lot of portfolio companies in the VC. So we are kind of the internal and external talent function. Once they get to a point where they can bring in their own head of talent, we'll kind of step back and let them take over. We'll do some sourcing as need be, but for right now, we're setting up all their systems, the interview processes, kind of handling everything from A to Z, recruiting. but mostly like Web3 infra companies. Yeah.
Are there any infamous recruiting stories that you've had?
Infamous recruiting stories?
You're like, I recruited Kyle Davies and Suzu.
No, no, I can't take any claim to fame like that. But there's plenty of like, I guess, infamous recruiting stories of just like nightmare candidates and nightmare hiring managers. I think hiring managers are the biggest headache and nightmare, but no one famous. I wish I could make a claim to fame.
Maybe they could be famous or infamous.
Eventually. Someday.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So we also have both founders of Doggy Fi with us today.
Oh, yeah.
So would love to hear what's going on in the Doggy Fi world.
What is going on?
I don't know. We just play in the kennel all day. Honestly,
I've been trying to find time away from work to go play video games, and I can't do it. Which is kind of disappointing. And my wife looks at me like, you're an idiot, which is just normally even before Doggy Fi anyways, which is kind of like married life. But like that being said, I think the cool thing for us right now, I know it's like exciting for us to get like liquidity pools up.
Yep.
So we're starting to get like tokens from the DRC20 space come in. One of the things we're seeing is like, there is kind of like a retracement going on, right? Like this weird thing in fucking summer is happening where everyone's like, bro, I don't want to put money in. I don't know if I want to, I don't want to allocate to anything on the risk spectrum or whatever. And I'm like, okay, you're a pansy. I get it. Like, do your fucking thing. All right. But that being said, like we're here working and building and you can just be lame. And when it's cool again to be risk on, you can come hang out with us, I guess, right? So that's what's really happening. I'm saying that in the most politically correct way that I can, while being respectful, because this is only my first beer. Second one in, I'll be like, it's dirty pirate mouth probably.
So my big question is, when is SMSA going to the moon?
SMSA is going straight to the moon. Not financial advice, but you need to get on the platform now and earn those points by buying some SMSA.
Yes. So one of the things is that he's alluding to, and it's Gabby, right? Yes. So we're gonna make this conversation, right? So like we have this stupid token called SMSA and DAO and bot because he loves Indian food, and hence he has an Indian co-founder.
That's why I picked you.
That's why he picked me. He's like, I just need I need a cover to have an obscene amount of Indian food that I'm always there in my house. Just you're gonna have to deal with it. Like the man's house smells like more like curry than my mom's house did when growing up. There's something wrong. But like that being said, these tokens have no value, right? We just swap them around, and there's this thing where we're trying to do to get points there to incentivize people to make and swap this thing. To be clear, there is no financial value with DAO, SMSA, and bot. I wish there was a camera here because I would look right into it and be like, there is no fucking financial value, guys.
All of my assets are in DAO, SMSA.
Exactly. This is Luke, who's also the head host of the 2-6 podcast, giving this financial advice, by the way. But like, so we want to create a point system that encourages it because like maybe there might be some kind of like reward functionality that occurs. So this is the whole thing where it's like, hey, maybe you're not risk on, but like it's a low risk thing. You can go on there and do some swapping and see what it's like, right? The whole idea is to like, sneak in a little bit of function while having a little bit of fun. And that's really what we're doing. So when we're talking about samosas, it's literally those samosas. And maybe his samosas too. I don't know. I mentioned the Indian food thing. Right?
You told me that I made pretty good samosas though. You said they're authentic.
They were actually pretty authentic. They were pretty damn good. Yeah, I think it was a high altitude thing. Maybe I was just too drunk in Denver, and it was like,
I bro, these are not Denver. He was drunk on high.
Yeah. It was like he's like, dude, these are taquitos. They're samosas to me, bro. But yeah, so that's what's going on. But yeah, you're more than welcome to share what you're working on. You test what?
I test software for a lighting controller. That's what I do.
Like a Lutron or something?
Like consoles.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think Rashad mentioned that you do some theatrical lighting.
Yeah.
You won't believe this, but like I do have a master's in architectural lighting, which is hilarious. Yeah, actually.
Your second passion.
It's my second passion, actually. After hiding from getting yelled at from my wife for making questionable crypto decisions, as in my entire career, basically. But like, yeah. So she's actually a physicist. She studied optics and electronics, and then became an architectural lighting designer as well. So it's kind of hence Lutron. I asked, and all the other controlling systems. So
is the extent of architectural lighting just putting the lights on those boards that are outside of churches and billboards?
Not really. Not really. Actually, a lot of our field strangely comes from their field, right? Like, it's a lot of like seizure inducing. What we're trying to maximize for is the amount of seizures we can give people as they walk through a space.
I love
If
it.
we like IRL pump.fun.
Yes, exactly. And this is where you can get you into crypto. See, we could create a betting market on crypto that would say, how many people can we put in the hospital for whatever reasons, and then you can game the system by creating these incentives.
This is that bro. Make that on Katy Perry market.
Can we recruit for this?
We can.
I love it. Guys, I know a VC who might back this, actually.
Yeah.
Funnily. Are you onboarded for this?
Do it.
Yeah, fuck yes.
Definitely
We'll start
editing that
building
out.
tomorrow.
Let's start shipping on this tomorrow. I love this. Let's do this. This is a good pivot, guys.
Love it.
Yeah.
So for all our VCs who listen to this podcast, just understand that we are now pivoting towards giving people seizures in architectural theatrical settings.
I mean, okay, let me just have some creative liberty in rephrasing this.
Okay.
Let's reframe this problem.
Okay.
What we are seeing is that there's a definite market opportunity at entertainment kind of events where we see that there are people of varying kind of speeds and varying kinds of intensity of enjoyment around the event. The question is, can we create a real betting market around how these people enjoy the events? Maybe it's too much, maybe it's too little, maybe they end up in a hospital. I don't know, guys. But maybe we just create a market around that. That's all it is. It's free market economics.
I love it.
Yes.
Are we launching this on the Katy Perry market?
We should launch this on the Katy Perry market, actually.
What is that? I don't know.
Oh, this is another fun kind of project, actually. Please take lead on this one.
Katy Perry market. So, Katy Perry, y'all know so like hot and cold from Katy Perry?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no.
Yeah.
You're in, then you're out. You're out, then you're down.
Got it. Yeah,
So think binary options, right?
That's what we got.
That's what we got from that.
Nice.
So you're in it or you're out of it. And depending on the outcome of the thing that you're in or out of determines the payout. So imagine that we had bets and number seizures at a theatrical event.
Exactly.
You could just take bets on each side and the payout depends on the outcome.
It could be as simple as like death, no death.
I like it.
Yes.
Crippling disease and fear for concerts, or non-crippling fears and disease for concerts. I guess.
Exactly.
But I mean, we can also attribute this to a variety of different markets, and we are doing this as a hackathon, as just like a side fucking hackathon, and just going to put it out there.
Nice.
Funnily, this actually became a thing of a weird spin-out of a hackathon that we did earlier on this year, right, at Permissionless.
EZA.
Yeah, the EZA hackathon, which was kind of cool. And we were like, dude, this would be kind of cool to build this instrument around this. But yeah, and that's what it is being panned out to.
Nice.
Needless to say, there is a certain VC that someone might know that
Maybe.
actually kind of was like, yes, son, you're okay with this. Yes. So it's kind of funny, but yeah.
I'll pitch it to the partners. We'll see what they come back with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, that would be a very good kind of hilarious inception story around a product, but it is craziest things have happened.
Do you think we could get Katy Perry to sign off on this?
I don't know. She's going to be a majority stakeholder at 42% stakeholder. 420% stakeholder.
420% stakeholder.
Yeah.
Dems maps right there. You heard it first.
I did it. But yeah, that's what's happening here. But all jokes aside, we're going to Nashville next month, or this month actually. In a couple
this
weeks.
month. It's a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of crazy. There's a lot of people from the DAO that keep telling me hey, dude, are you going to Nashville? I'm like, I guess.
Huh?
So yeah, there's people out there that listen to this and are like, hey, I'm going to Nashville. Please come down and chow down on some hot chicken with us, because there is a man who does like to eat a mean hot chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that you?
What's
No, it's him.
Patty
The
B's, is that
aforementioned
your-
Indian food means that he has
I love
the
chicken.
intestinal fortitude of a Panzer fucking tank.
I can eat hotter food than most Indians. Whenever I go to a Thai food place
See
or
what
a
I
Indian
mean?
food place, I tell them 5 out of 5, and I say, this is not enough. Give me the sauce. I just pour it right on top.
Nice.
See?
So you're going to go to BitCoq there? Have you heard of that?
Big cock?
Yeah.
Why am I not
So
surprised?
it is. I'm not putting this one on. So
Yeah.
some people I know are though.
Okay.
So it's similar vibes to Coq Senses, but it's BitCoq.
Yeah.
It's in Nashville the first Wednesday night. Just check it out. I'll get you all the info.
Yes, please do. We would love to go to that.
So I'm on the fence if I'm going to be able to go to it. I maybe am going to go just for one night, not have a hotel, and come right back the next morning.
What?
I mean, tell me more about Coq Census.
So Coq Census. So you're familiar with Coquino from Avalanche? So
Can't say I am.
So it's the biggest meme coin on Avalanche.
Okay.
So it's similar to like a Pepe or
Okay.
like any of those. And so yeah, it's just a fun meme coin. Has a lot of cock jokes with it.
Right.
And Coq Census was a big event just to kind of celebrate all that. So me, my brother, some other folks put that together, and the whole Avalanche C-suite ended up coming out to it. It was just a blast. We had a good
No
time.
way.
Rashad was there. Ash bailed on us.
I had homework to do.
So.
Ash didn't have any cock in him. But
Yeah, I couldn't get the cock out of me. It was short and shriveled, hanging to the left. For those of you who don't know, that's a good Jim Carrey joke from the 90s. Spotlight, yes.
Was that Liar Liar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Good memory. That's awesome. Yeah. Those neurons of rapid fire.
There you go.
Man.
And
You
movie
could have
references.
the, you could have the Hawktua girl come and come
That's
to the big Coq.
exactly what I'm thinking they need to do. Like,
Oh,
she's
right.
out of Nashville. Like, how can she not show up?
Yeah.
I didn't know that she's from Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
She's
awesome.
on a bit of a world tour right now, but
I saw her in this podcast with Shaquille O'Neal or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Well, he was. So he's a DJ.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
DJ
yeah.
Diesel, and I
Yeah.
think like she like hung out with him and stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know he was a DJ until like recently too.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you were part of my childhood figure as being like a basketball god, and then TNT as being an entertainer, and now you're DJ Diesel and Hawktua Girl also knows you guys.
Yeah.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah. So you got to go to Big Cup.
Dude, yes, send us the invite. I would love to go. In fact, if you do know other people that are wanting to be at the similar IQ that we are at, which is very low, at one end of the spectrum, we would love to put them on the list and
Nice.
send them on there.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's do that. Hey, do you want to go to Big Coq with us? That's an Indian yes, right? Or is that American no?
American.
No, but I think it ought to be fun. I'd love to go check it out. It is kind of awesome that you're seeing this AVAX thing now with a Bitcoin thing happening before.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of weird. Like, this weird thing is happening now where I noticed that you go to these conferences, because it used to be like different spheres of influences, but now like you see people like, yo, like, let's hang out together.
Yeah.
And like, let's have a good time. Which is like, I felt like before everyone was like, I just want to play in my own garden, and I don't want you to come over here. Which is really not the way tech or crypto should work.
Yeah.
But now it's cool that it's changing.
Yeah. Well, it's cool just seeing some of like the interoperability happen too, and just mixture and stuff. Like we're actually on the other podcast, we're going to have some folks from Landslide Labs over, and they're talking about how they're merging some stuff with Cosmos and Avalanche, Solana and Ethereum as well. So like, just I think there's just more intermingling of things, less like tribalism and everything too.
Yeah, I was sorry. Go ahead, Charles.
no.
I saw this thing also. Like, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it was like just on the feed where it's like nonsense. But I saw this thing where apparently Joseph Lubin, Gavin, and Vitalik were all hanging out on ETH Brussels. And apparently, I don't know what's the deal here and how this would work technically, but like Polkadot would provide additional security to Ethereum. And I was like, wait, how would that work? And as a result, apparently Joseph Lubin has started a buying spree in DOT, which is wild to think. I was telling him about it yesterday. I was like, bro, that's great. I have like a bunch of DOT, way more than I should.
Yeah.
Those bags need to be pumping.
I'm down like 80% of my DOT position, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, exactly. Anything that moves that ticker. Please, no more biz dev people. Just start building stuff, guys, that are actually useful. You know, but that is awesome. Yeah, so it is wild to see this all happening now.
Any talks that you're looking forward to there specifically, other than
Nashville?
Big Coq, of course?
Well, in Nashville, I'm looking to do inscribing ordinals.
Oh, that's a very good one.
That should be kind of an interesting one that's there. I do have a meeting with an interesting person that is a Bitcoin OGer that I'm looking to talk to. Also a Lightning OGer.
Okay.
And it should be really interesting to have that conversation with them. It's funny because usually they're like, dude, you're retarded for building on Dogecoin. And I'm like, sir, will say that I am retarded, but not for building on Dogecoin. I will admit it holistically. But like, that being said, like, one of the ongoing themes from that conversation, and it's held over a multiple Twitter spaces, is that like, look, it's still really impressive, and it is admirable to say people like leaving ETH to come here and then build on this and go try things out, which is kind of cool, right? It's not easy to take a risk on building things.
Right.
And in general, like that's supposed to be supported and championed. And all outside of like the fun and the gimmicks and the bravado and all that stuff, like, you know, trying things should be encouraged in every form.
Yeah.
So anything that forwards that, I think him and me agree on. Like, so it's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. Like, I think that's the big thing for me, to go talk to a true Bitcoin OGer to have that conversation.
So to be clear, we're all here in favor of trying new things together.
Oh dear God, why do I feel like this is taking a hard left into the deep end?
I mean, trying new things is really important. I think that's worth saying. Like, when we were developing this project, the Bitcoin Startup Lab, like, how many people said that, like, why the fuck are you guys building on Dogecoin? And they didn't really see the real opportunity there, which is that there's this asymmetrical bet on this ecosystem where not many other people are building, and you can do things 100 times cheaper and 10 times faster. So for all your favorite memes, it's the best place. It has the most residual value of any meme coin out there. So,
yeah, he's got a point.
yeah.
We should have a cock Doge, a DogeCoq.
Absolutely. A DogeCoq.
I think that you should get the cock bros together, the Council of Cocks together, and then spin this up.
And we can just make it happen. Coq
Yeah.
decentralized, so like,
Can we?
You take the red
We're
rocket
launching
to the
some
moon.
Doggy Fi.
Yeah, can we? Hey, how about we do that? Seriously, all jokes aside, let's like launch DogeCoq at on Doggy Fi on a Doge from the consensus from the Bitcoin thing, BitCoq.
that'd be cool.
You want to do that?
I'll see what we can do.
And we'll airdrop it as people for on Doge, and then we'll figure out some subnet functionality that'll go to ABAS.
Nice.
Well, actually, if we're doing DogeCoq, we should really call it Red Rocket.
Red Rock.
Oh my
I
gosh.
like Red Rock to the moon.
Wow.
That is good.
Red rocket to the moon.
Good job.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah. Ah. Wow.
And they call him the left curver here.
Yes, that's true. Wow. That
And then
is
for
pretty
the
impressive.
icon, you need like the one from South Park with Cartman and the dog. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
That's be the logo for the.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Yes, I love this. Can we ship on this pretty quickly?
Yeah, why not?
I gotta call our other lead engineer now and be like, drop everything. We're shipping DogeCoq or Red Rocket now. You know, forget everything else. This is what we're shipping, guys. So yeah, I like it.
I love it.
This is alpha. So like, how much airdrop do we give to us five being like the inceptioning people of this idea here?
It's all about the community. I think we should give ourselves 69 tokens each and give the rest of the community here. We're really doing this for everyone else. That's what it is.
Look at my co-founder being the actual like good person. Look at you, man. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm glad that I'm not rubbing off on you.
Not rubbing off of me or rubbing me out?
I'm rubbing off into you sometimes, but that's a totally different thing. That was like a couple of times in Denver after a bunch of samosas. You know?
Listen, I know I'm really sexy, but you gotta ask my permission before you do that.
Definitely got to say, guys, I'm glad that there's no video feed for this, because once you see my co-founder, you might question a lot of things we say.
Lies.
No, but what's going on in your life, bro? Like, tell me, dude. Finished up the whole dissertation stuff.
Yeah,
I saw that stuff.
So I officially graduated.
Yeah.
It was a wild graduation. So probably the most significant, but least eventful.
Yeah.
So I just watched my classmates graduate on YouTube. And it was just like, so, but my girlfriend was awesome about it. She actually found the exact cap and gown and like little like master's degree thing that you wear around your,
sash or whatever.
Yeah. So she found all that, and like, I got to do that part at least. But
That's fucking awesome, man.
but yeah, so it's really nice to be officially done. Now trying to figure out what I do.
Dude, okay. You know, there is a bunch of things that are required to build on Doge. So you should just build something like that, have Charlie recruit for you, and then like, you know, you join the cabal of like high neural output individuals.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to brand it that way. It's not working. You know, but hey.
So I haven't learned a lot about Doge from like a technical perspective. I know like a tiny little bit of Bitcoin scripts.
Sure.
But like, what do I need to learn in order to build on Doge?
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh.
A lot.
So a lot.
Yeah.
Like, so if I could just get like technical for a bit, like I'll say that right now the environment for building a Doge isn't that great. Like there are open source tools you can use out there, like Bitcoin JS Lib and all this other great stuff, but like there aren't any toolkits out there right now. A lot of it's kind of opaque. But there's plenty of good guides on like how to make inscriptions, for example. I would say learn about different transaction types that exist on Bitcoin and which exist on Doge. Try to run through some examples of making your own dogonals. Okay. And then I think if you take it from there, you'll really start to see like how you can take advantage of the network. Okay. And yeah, and then everything else you can just build on top of that. But I would start there, just like making your own inscriptions from scratch and not using like a third-party service.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably hit you up later to kind of get more detail on like, maybe a good place to start on that.
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
So something super secret you want to keep? Is there a weird gap in the market that you're seeing between cock and balls, the old landing strip nacho that you want to tackle?
Top secret.
Top secret?
No. I don't think I have any secret.
I mean, technically, if it's between cock and balls, it does deserve the statement of a skunkworks project. I'm serious. I don't know what the parallels are, but I'm just thinking that area is a very good term for a skunkworks project.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's ripe with opportunity.
Yeah, right. It's definitely very right.
Especially after a long day.
Yes, especially a long day. You know, there's, yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree.
Did you just now get it?
No. Yeah, I'm a little slow today. Sorry. Yeah, but that's awesome, man. We'd like to have you come out there and build something. It'd be super cool. Any kind of ideas, man, let us know, like, how we can help in any kind of way. It'd be super fucking cool to just have people from the DAO, like, go into that journey. So take the fucking plunge, man. Take it.
Sorry, I'm new here. What do you do with the DAO?
Co-host of the podcast.
Right.
So I do like some of the producing and stuff like that, and that kind of thing. And then other than that, just kind of helping out where possible. So we did like an artist residency with some local artists that had never minted an NFT before, help them to mentor them through the process, that kind of thing.
That's awesome.
And then just do some other help with like the ops and stuff.
That's super cool. I think I actually saw that when I looked up when I was looking into the podcast. I saw some media on that.
Yeah, it was really.
It seemed like a big event. It seemed like a really great event.
It was, and they like super talented artists.
Yeah.
Too. So one of the artists that I mentored like creates this really cool generative art. Like I wanted to like get his NFT because it looks really cool. And they're just all kinds of different stuff. So some do computer-based art, some do actual physical art, and then they transfer it. Some do photography. It's cool stuff.
What's the scene like here in Austin for NFTs, like creation and art, and just generally interest in the space?
Most of the people that are in Web3 that I know are through the DAO.
Yeah.
So I think that there's definitely some big names here. So Tyler Hobbs is based out of Austin. So Fidenza, so he's a big one.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that we had consensus here. I know that like the community obviously must be growing. Having the space at ATX DAO, like where we all work out of, is really incredible. It's cool that they're like building community here. And I'm excited to see it grow. Very cool.
It is kind of like weirdly, Austin has this like weird Palo Alto vibe, right?
Yeah.
In a weird way. Where it's kind of like we have UT, like which is the equivalent to our Stanford, but like more kind of like known across a variety of areas. I mean, it is kind of small. Like it feels like you could like traverse the space, and there's like people that want to come and stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I hope it turns into like something like a Stanford in terms of like brilliance,
Yeah.
but like not in terms of like pricing. Because no one wants to pay Palo Alto real estate prices.
No.
Like that is just wild. But yeah.
I'm hoping we can get consensus back or something else once the convention center situation's sorted out.
Well,
I think that's the main reason they left, right? They didn't just decide they didn't like us.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Like honestly, all that stuff goes for me is like way beyond my neural bandwidth, to be very frank. But like I know that one of the good things is that like, you know, if everyone's leaving, like it's a good opportunity for having a DogeCoq conference in town.
There you go.
That'd be pretty fucking dope.
Austin's
right?
home of Caboose.
Yes.
The new home of Caboose.
The new home of Caboose. That's another crazy stealth work project, actually.
I'm sorry, I just leaked some alpha ash, I think.
Yes, you did. Yeah, but it's okay. It's very 6 feet under.
Very 6 feet under.
No, but I really do think that if all the conferences are leaving town, like, that's not what made this space special anyways.
Yeah.
I think what makes a place special is an individual's ability to be like, hey, there's a culture of being able to connect with other people here, and you encourage that kind of like open creativity.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what's really required. And usually you see that closer towards academic institutions, no matter whether they're red or blue. The reality is like, at that level, you're just way more open and creative to want to experiment and try things. Yeah. And that's clearly required in tech, and then we're in the bleeding edge of tech in that sense, right? Even us retards building on Doge are building on a thing where it's like there's a sliver of developers. There's like, we saw this statistic where it's like, if you look at the number of Web3 developers, it's like what? They're like sub 10,000 people on the entire fucking planet? Which is insane to think about.
Yeah.
That's like a drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
So it is crazy to have the privilege to be in Austin, have all these conferences here, have VCs come through, have the DAO. You know, like, it is a unique kind of blessing. So I'm glad that we all get a chance to leverage it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a really strong community. I mean, in DC, there wasn't much of a community. And we had a conference, we had a Web3 conference, and I joined.
Yeah.
I think TD Bank was the biggest booth there.
Wow.
So I don't know what the relation was for TD Bank, but yeah, I mean, the comparison being there to here is like there's a huge community here.
I heard TD Bank is going to spin up a token on our platform.
They
TD
might be.
token?
Yeah, TD Bank Trust.
TD Bank Trust?
Yeah.
That's not going to get abused in a possible way.
But that is kind of crazy to think that they're doing that. Like,
Yeah,
that
I mean,
they were the biggest sponsor.
Well, and just like it's such a major city, and you would think there'd be a huge community of developers. I mean, it's not as much of an engineering culture as San Francisco, LA, New York, or Austin. So maybe my expectations were a little bit off, but yeah, it's really amazing to see the community here.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Sometimes I feel a little depressed that like we don't have like the Palo Alto vibe, where it's like we should have more developers here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of feel like having limited resources and talent in a weird way, like while it is larger, I feel like the other thing is like you have to be more creative in like how you build things, right? And then like really lean on each other, like find solutions, which is kind of cool, right? Like if there was a plethora of developers. Thanks, bud. Thank you. You smell a lot like chutney.
I was cooking some chutney before I came here,
Okay. Yeah.
but you gave me the wrong time and I burned it.
Okay.
So I had to throw it all out.
Yeah. But like, no, I think that that's kind of a cool thing. And I'm glad that we get to leverage that and see what happens. I think that like really the whole thing is like, bro, we're still so early, not even in like the crypto pricing thing. I mean like just Austin being in the crypto build environment, that cycle is just starting.
Yeah.
So it is like so wild to see this tech proliferate, not only between all the other ecosystems, but also into like legacy systems like Web 2 systems and Web 1 systems, because like then you shouldn't have the ability to see that, oh, it's Web 3, Web 2, Web 1. It just is web. It's just tech.
Yeah.
And it just works on the web.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, after that rant, I'm a little thirsty. Do you guys want a drink?
I think it's time for another beer. Yeah.
You want a
Brother
beer?
Hills.
Well, it's been fun, guys.
Yeah,
Wow,
but
very
yeah, this is fun. I'm glad that we got the chance to do this.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the ATX DAO Podcast. If you like what you heard, please rate, subscribe, and share the podcast with your friends and colleagues. To learn more about ATX DAO, visit us at atxdao.com and follow us on X, Farcaster, and LinkedIn at ATX DAO. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.